Good afternoon, graduates, families, and friends. Welcome to the first ever virtual graduation ceremony to honor the class of 2020. This marks the 112th commencement ceremony for Licking Heights High School. I am Principal Tiffany Warren, and it is my humble privilege to celebrate our seniors today. Before we begin, I would like to take the time to thank the Licking Heights Board of Education, our Superintendent, Dr. Philip Wagner, and all of the district administration and staff. Additionally, I would like to recognize the high school administrators, staff, and graduation committee for all of the hard work and dedication you have put into not only today's ceremony, but this indescribable school year. For you to put a pause on your summer vacation to take the time to honor the tradition of handing out diplomas to our seniors speaks volumes to your unwavering love and support for our students. At this time, please welcome your Student Council President and Senior, Haley Theodo, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
And if you would now join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I would like to begin by recognizing our students who have gone above and beyond during their high school career. Despite this global pandemic we are all dealing with, there were still many students that have achieved high honors over the last 4 years, and I would like to take a moment to recognize them. The following students have earned the distinction of summa cum laude by achieving an overall grade point average of 4.1 or higher. Secondly, I would like to recognize the students that have achieved an overall grade point average of 3.89 or higher and have earned the distinction of magna cum laude. Students who earn an overall grade point average of 3.7 or higher are awarded the distinction of cum laude. The following students have met this requirement. Next, I would like to recognize the students that will be awarded an academic honors diploma. An academic honors diploma is earned by completing a specific set of rigorous courses determined by the state of Ohio. The following students have successfully met these requirements. Finally, I would like to recognize all of the members of the class of 2020 that challenged themselves by taking advanced placement or college coursework over the last 4 years. Let's give these students a round of applause. Last month, we honored our students who have enlisted into the military and had to leave before today's ceremony to report to basic training. Now, I think that we can all agree that this day has been long overdue. As I prepared for today and questioned what to say, what you may want to hear, a million things ran through my mind. Let's begin by stating the obvious. Your senior year did not end the way you dreamed or deserved. In fact, since this is your official ceremony, you may go on record as having had one of the longest senior years ever. Roughly 4 months ago, this thing that many of us had never heard of, called a global pandemic, entered our lives without an invitation. It disrupted everything that we knew. However, I do believe that we have all learned a few new valuable lessons as well. I think this situation has taught each of us to live our lives to the fullest daily, as we never know what tomorrow will bring. The last few months left many of us feeling vulnerable, without certain members of our family and friends, or the ability to participate in our social norms. This wasn't an easy emotion to experience. Until this occurred, I had always thought being vulnerable was something negative. However, Brené Brown taught me that vulnerability is not winning or losing. It's having the courage to show up when you can't control the outcome. As seniors, sacrificing part of your senior year was probably one of the hardest things you've ever had to do. I think many, especially your parents, would agree that it's one of the hardest things we've ever had to witness. Although there were tears, lots of frustration, disappointment, and periods of discouragement, you all have once again persevered through an unimaginable situation. Thanks to Disney Plus, I am sure that many of you have seen the play Hamilton. I can't help but to think about the song sung by George Washington's character, "History Has Its Eyes on You." The class of 2020 was born during a historic event and has spent their senior year sifting through several others. There is no doubt in my mind that there are some great things in store for this group. This class has always been special to me since I met you as 8th graders 5 years ago. Neither of us knew then that your future children, grandchildren, nieces, and nephews would one day be reading about you and the historic events you have endured. In the book, The Road to Mercy, Kathy Harris writes, "Perhaps the old man had chosen to look up through, or at least around his problems while still smiling, knowing that a detour didn't have to alter the destination, it merely changed the path." Class of 2020, if I could give you one last piece of advice as your principal, I would encourage you to never give up on your dreams or your desires, but be comfortable in knowing that it may not always happen as you planned. Through this global pandemic, you still found a way to make it to the finish line, and that is a victory that only you can claim. You all are an extraordinary group with a tremendous future ahead of you. Whether you have decided to pursue college or start your career or even take some time off, you are prepared for this. Your Licking Heights family is proud of you, and we thank you for your sacrifice and the example you have set to the classes to come. Thank you, class of 2020.
Class of 2020, the day is finally here, albeit it is July 25th. On behalf of the Licking Heights School Board, as well as Mrs. Tiffany Warren, Licking Heights High School Principal, the administrative team, and esteemed teaching staff, as well as proud parents and friends, it is my honor and privilege to present a few remarks to the graduating class of 2020. The 2019-20 school year did not go as planned, and challenges with COVID-19 have had a negative impact upon all students, and especially the class of 2020. However, recently I was listening to a podcast, and it provided inspiration for today's comments. The topic of today's comments could fit within many categories, but it reminds me of what is often referred to as market disruptions. Such disruptions have occurred throughout history, but seldom has such a disruption had such a global impact for such a long and sustained time. As I listened to the podcast, the argument was made that people fall within two specific categories when presented with such a disruption. That is, people either ride the wave or they fall victim to the wave. Frederick Tudor was one such individual who decided to ride the wave of disruption. In the 1820s, Mr. Tudor decided people in warmer climates needed ice. So he embarked upon distant travel and transported ice via ship to the Caribbean islands, Europe, and eventually to India and Hong Kong. As you may expect, much of the ice would melt during such long trips within the hulls of the ships. But it caused Frederick Tudor to look at things a little differently and to try and solve the problem. So he worked on an invention and actually eventually came up with the idea of insulation, which was put into ships and then resulted in less melting of the ice and actually a lot more that was available by the time they reached their destination. However, by the 1920s, another market disruption presented itself as commercial refrigeration was beginning to be used in U.S. homes. As you may expect, due to commercial refrigeration, stores started to produce their own ice and no longer needed blocks of ice to deliver to their customers. Some businesses did not respond well to the disruptor and eventually were swallowed by the wave. This resulted in the closure of many ice houses, but some ice houses rode the wave and changed their models. In fact, some ice houses began to store groceries that needed to be chilled. Storing groceries became a business in and of itself, and it surfaced about the same time as this whole other matter. By the 1940s, storing groceries, refrigerated groceries, had become its own business, but the question still remained if grocery stores could remain open during typical off hours. One such ice house in Texas decided to respond to the growing demand, and it became so popular it began to open stores throughout Texas. And then by the 1950s, the store expanded its chain outside of Texas and is known for their convenience as well through many of the states within the U.S. What they were known for is staying open after 7 p.m. Eventually, these convenience stores incorporated the off hours into their name 7-Eleven, which is still a well-known company today. And this is yet another example of riding the wave of disruption. Fast forward to 2018, due to the subprime mortgage crisis, the U.S. and the world are thrust into the Great Recession. Although all of you were born during the Great Recession, you will not remember many details. However, true to history, such disruption spawned innovation. As a result of the Great Recession, there was a growing distrust of larger businesses and especially the banking industry. Therefore, a shift occurred to more digital platforms so people could see their money in real time or near real time, as well as all aspects of life. During this time, the U.S. saw development of such companies as Square, Venmo, Uber, as well as many communication platforms such as WhatsApp, Instagram, Pinterest, Slack, and others. It's easy to think what occurred in the early 1800s to mid-1900s is a long time ago and question if the lessons still apply. Similarly for you, the Great Recession of 2008 was a long time ago. However, you are now living within a global pandemic and are directly impacted by the disruption of COVID-19. It remains to be seen how you will respond to this latest disruption. It's often shared there will be a new normal once we get control of the global pandemic, and the canvas is still being drawn. I have great confidence you will put your mark on that canvas. You will not fall victim to the wave. I have great confidence you will put your mark on that canvas and you will not fall victim to the wave. In fact, as I started, I identified two categories where people fit into the wave. Either you ride the wave or you fall victim to the wave. But yet there's another option: you can't create the wave. Arguably, some of that is occurring now in society as we see greater social justice and equity within the United States. I will conclude my comments the way I end every graduation speech with some reminders. First, do not forget your alumni association. It will become more important for you as each year passes after high school graduation. Second, you did not reach this milestone without the support of others. So after today's ceremony, please make sure to thank those who provided love, guidance, and friendship to help you succeed, including parents, other family members, friends, your teachers, guidance counselors, and administrators. Class of 2020, all my best for a bright future. Thank you.
Catherine Gabe, known affectionately to us as Katie, has been a student in the Licking Heights School District for 13 years. During her time at the high school, she participated in the art club and stage crew. Katie is also a member of the National Honor Society and successfully completed both AP and honors courses. She spent much of her senior year cheering for her classmates during games, planning senior events, and taking photographs for school productions such as Diaspora and the Fall Play. This fall, she plans to attend Miami University of Ohio to study microbiology in the University Honors and the Sustainability Scholars Program. Please welcome this year's honor speaker, Katie Gabe.
Teachers, parents, supporters, and fellow graduates of Licking Heights High School. The days have finally come to celebrate the class of 2020. Throughout our time in high school, especially senior year, a lot has happened to us. Just in the last quarter of high school, we've experienced a global pandemic, infinite uncertainty and loss, and the sudden, powerful demand for change across the nation. Amazingly, even though we are all watching the same events unfold, absolutely none of us share exactly the same opinions about them. Each of us are watching from different perspectives, whether it be from the eye of the storm in the hospitals or in the streets, or from the safety of your couch. It's like how all of us are graduating from the same high school, but all of our memories look completely different. Maybe yours include almost falling off the bleachers during Do It on Football Friday night, or waiting for the curtains to open and the show to begin, or having a heart-to-heart with your favorite teacher. Maybe they include winning grand champions at Watkins Memorial, or that ridiculous fight or whatever it was at the Heath game, or crying laughing with your classmates when you probably should have been finishing that worksheet. Maybe they include those delicious mashed potato bowls, or almost dying at senior retreat, or simply walking with your best friends to your next class. Whatever your perspective on high school, on life, or on anything else is, there's one thing that we all have in common, but many of us don't recognize it. We all succumb to the demands of time. Time, the unstoppable, irreversible human-made idea that constantly challenges and motivates us. The never-ending motion of time has taken away from us our childhoods, our favorite moments, and some really important events. It forces us to grow up, become independent, and face challenges. It seems to be our enemy, and that might be your relationship with time. You might just wish you could go back to that one day where you almost said something but didn't. You might wish you could remind yourself what it felt like to be in your bed surrounded by your favorite stuffed animals. You might wish that time moved slower so that you could enjoy this moment for longer. That relationship with time can be stressful, painful, and hopeless. You might feel like you can't control your life thanks to time. But our relationships with time don't have to be negative. Time is not simply an enemy or a thief. In fact, it can actually be made into one of your most valuable best friends. With every experience, time gives you an opportunity to face new situations and learn from your mistakes. Time offers you room to grow and become a better person. It provides you with memories that make you smile and laugh, and relationships that teach you and foster your development. Time allows you to build up your powers and change your life. Though it may push us out of our childhood swing sets and our high schools and some of our most valuable relationships, it moves us toward an open doorway. Opportunity is just before you when you're standing in that doorway. It's up to you to take advantage of the view and admire the oasis of opportunity that lies ahead. Behind you is the past, your losses, your memories. You can turn around and reminisce and live in the dusty boxes of the past, or you can step forward into the lush grass and blue open sky of endless opportunity. Right now, as 2020 high school graduates, we are standing in that doorway. We actually stand in a lot of these doorways quite frequently, but this doorway is especially relevant for many reasons. I mean, just look at where time is pushing us. What lies ahead is the opportunity of education, new relationships, and the ability to change the world. So, at least in my mind, it's about time to take advantage of those opportunities. One of the most difficult things to accept about time, though, is that we only have a short portion of it to take advantage of. So at this point, it's up to you to decide what your relationship with time is going to look like and how you're going to use it. It's with this time that we have to do what makes us happy. If you're unhappy, change something. We have the power to change anything in our lives, from our reputations to the way we look to the way we treat other people. It's never too late to make a change. Again, time may now be your enemy, but it's up to you to befriend it and take advantage of its gifts. They say that when one door closes, another door opens. But in my mind, it's that no doors are closed. It's just time pushing you into another doorway. It's up to you to walk through it. I'd like to make one final point about time, but it doesn't really have to do with the past or the future. It's the here, the now. I want to make this point by telling you a little story. So, take it back to 2011, third grade. The Scholastic Book Fair has come to my school. If you know anything about the Scholastic Book Fair, or have had the amazing privilege of attending one, you know that just about anything they had was just awesome. There were so many interesting books, and I was a big reader in third grade, so I remember flipping through the pages excitedly. On one fateful day of the fair, though, something different caught my eye. My parents had given me a few dollars to spend, but I couldn't afford any of the books I wanted.
So I was looking at the table of small games, finger puppets, and pencils. Oh my goodness, the pencils. I was focused on a jar that contained pencils that were fuzzy. I was amazed and bought 3. I think I used the first 2 within the next few weeks, but I vowed to myself at age 9 to use the last one in my senior year of high school. Now, time passed and I grew up. Things changed over the next few years, especially in middle school. That's where I was introduced to mechanical pencils. They were efficient, they didn't need to be sharpened every 2 minutes, and they lasted a long time without ever getting too short. I was using mechanical pencils from middle school all the way through high school. So one day last summer, I found my collection of cool pencils from my elementary school days. As I was fingering through the tens of pencils in the bag, my fingers touched the fur. My memory was instantly revived, and I pulled out the pencil and tossed it in my backpack purely to please my 3rd grade self. This pencil sat in that backpack for the entire year, except for that 1 week of school that I actually tried to live up to my vow from 9 years ago. The point of this story is to advise you to stop waiting for the perfect time to do something you're excited about or it will make you happy. Use that bath bomb you just bought yesterday. Tell that girl you think she's beautiful. Wear those shoes you were so excited about, because one day you might wake up and the opportunity will have left you. Or if you're like me, you might wait too long, and then the thing you were waiting on might not even have been worth the wait. And if you're a graduate this year, you know that you might unknowingly leave every opportunity to hug your classmates and your teachers one last time before you move away. Finally, I would like to take a moment to thank those individuals who have dedicated their time to helping us grow as learners, as explorers, and as people, our teachers and faculty. It's because of you that we are celebrating today. It's because of your willingness to stay after school and help us through a homework question. It's because you went out of your way to dress like houses and historical figures and game pieces and movie characters to brighten our days during Spirit Week. It's because you made an effort to show up to our games and performances when you heard no one else was coming. It's because you had faith in us and truly believed in us. We will miss your classrooms and the memories more than you know. We will miss life lessons with Mr. Clark, listening to Mrs. G go on and on about just how much she adores calculus again, and being impressed by Mrs. O's biology expertise. We will miss watching Mrs. Matthews, Miss Bez, and other teachers dance in the middle of the gym, and complaining about our lives to Reamer and Jones, and the heartfelt speeches from Smith, Beavers, and Cochran before a performance. I speak on the behalf of the entire class of 2020 when I say thank you for everything that you do inside and outside the classroom. Our teachers are not our only supporters. If you're like me, you are blessed to have a wonderful family who supports you and stands behind your decisions, even if they're intended to reach a goal that seems distant. Our families have packed our lunches, picked our outfits, celebrated with us, given us advice, and cried with us since before we can remember. I want to take a moment to thank all of you parents, families, and supporters for always encouraging us, especially if someone in their cap and gown today was your first or your last or both to leave the nest. I'm so sorry that you had to miss out on watching us cross the stage and hug our teachers at a normal ceremony, but we know you're proud anyway. Thank you so much for everything you do. We love you all. Thank you so much for this opportunity. It has been such a privilege to be a part of the class of 2020 and speak from my heart to all of you. I know that every one of today's graduates will go so far in life with all of the compassion, confidence, and knowledge that you carry. I have so much faith in all of you. The class of 2020 is going to change the world. Oh, and one last piece of advice given to me by my best friend, Afia, and by my dad's favorite song. Wear sunscreen every day, especially on your face, and even in the winter. You can thank me at our high school reunions. Congratulations to the strongest class there is, the Licking Heights High School class of 2020.
By the power vested in me by the state of Ohio and the Licking Heights Board of Education, I certify that all of these candidates have completed the requirements and are now eligible to receive their high school diploma. Dr. Wagner, I am ecstatic and honored to be able to finally present the class of 2020 as qualified candidates for high school graduation.
Thank you, Principal Warren. As the superintendent of Licking Heights Schools, and on behalf of the Ohio Department of Education and the Licking Heights Board of Education, I accept your recommendation. Therefore, class of 2020, you are now considered graduates of Licking Heights High School. Congratulations.
Caleb Xavier Noggle. Dimitri Stavros Limberopoulos. Ethan Robert Frey. Hunter Michael Gay. John George Genaris III. Kelsey Rose Williams. Megan Suzanne Reynolds. Samantha Ray Cutlip. Stuart Matthew Fanko. Sheridan Delenn Burns. McKenna Lee Cash. Joshua Thomas Reynolds. Darren Wayne Clark. Matthew Joseph Thurston. Hannah Josephine Edmonds. Kyle Hunter Armstrong. Reese Stephen Jones. Tyler Anthony Humbert. Austin Joseph Perry. Ahmed Saeed. Georgianne Elizabeth Ward. Michaela O. Marlene Speary.
Devin William Clark.
JC Gavin Schlott. Gladys Adai Dumfe. Abigail Ann Dahl. Alex Joseph Harvey. Jaden Nicole Lopez. Catherine Ruth Gabe. Lily Mae Webb. Negat O. Ahmed. Rebecca Louise Murphy. Shelby Afua Apanza Bafuar Awua. Abigail Sue Gabe. Corbin James Russ. Madison K. Elsesser. Arian Elizabeth Roberts. Elizabeth Raylene Whitney. Hunter Cole Mall. Caitlin Grace Brunn. Adeline Judith Prothro. Afia Dankwa Fasu. Ariana Deshay Hobson. Janelle Ama Kumi Plunge. Kadiatu Lassity Torre. Paxton Kenneth Waits. Moesha Traore. Jalen Michael James. Alexia Christine Woodrow. Kalea Maren Collier. Sophie Bell Kibble. Taya Marie Kopp. Roshni Adhikari. Yulia Isaias Hyla. Angel Renee Neville. Alyssa Danielle Woodrow. Kendall Felice Preston. Haley Elizabeth Fitzgerald. Jordan Nicholas Hinkle. Micah Pekahaya Crockett II. Nicholas Tyler Webb. Amy Conte. Garrett David Miller. Kayvon Tavares Emerson. Lance Joseph Wagenbrenner. Elton E.J. Shifamba. Lindsay Michelle Young. Paris Imani Mills. Savannah Elizabeth Allen. Christian Haven Dwayne. James Cole Berry. Jesse James Berry. Janiyah Cheyenne Ulysses. Caitlin Noel Thompson. Qasim Mohammed Mohammed. Kayla Nicole Glover. Tyson Sebastian Chiriak. Kiana Lillian Jameson. Alexis Chantel Kirkland. Brooklyn Najat Jenkins. Hasanatu Khadija Kabia. Janelle Lynn Nutter. Naya Nicole Euler. Sayla Sokata Lisa Korn. Tyler Robert Judy. Cassandra Helena Sharp. Posey Sampson Elias. Jacob Robert Ravito. Josh Ethan Timmerman. Juan Jose Fernandez Dormeyer. Aaron Robert Burnham. Bishal Budathoki. Evelyn Naomi Taria. Heath Gustav Johnson. Joshua Michael Payette. Caleb David Kiley. Reese Ann Haskins. Silas Jacob Patrick Ortiz. Rachel Renee Antower. Susma Bista. Ethan Matthew Muncy. Chancellor Anthony Burns. Darvion Ronald Thomas Peak. Iana Renee Frierson. Hamadou Lee. Logan Van Webb. Paul Philip Malba. Tyson J. Sapp. Daryl Darnell Goodrich Jr. Joshua Cameron Ryder. Christopher Tate France. LaShawn Devontae Jackson. Amal Athen Abdi. Rugiatu Diallo. Arati Fuyal.
Ibado Osman Ahmed. Puspa Kami. Susma Diali. Ahmed S. Abdu. James Colin Jarvis. Myers Barshel Malik Slavo. Riley Morgan Anderson.
Abby Marie Amrine. Aiden Allen Klum. Amal Farah Saeed. Ashley Augusta Haynes. Derek Ryan Breidenbach. Janie Isabella Coulter. Logan Michael Sandy. Olivia Marie Crosby. Abdi Fatah Abdullahi. Kimitra Kakari Kusi. Margaret Michelle Jackson. Wiata Cooper. Anna Elizabeth Cromwell. Faith Noel Price. Heaven Lee Price. Haley Elizabeth Theodore. Kennedy Elise Stallings. Kevin Dwayne Carter Jr. Kennedy Ann Thacker. Mitchell Howard Hauk Jr. Brady James Mann. Deegan Ryan Schwartz. Samantha Nicole Cleveland. Tyciana Lachelle Teague. Brenner James Yosef. Hillary Joelle Maddox. Ian Taylor Crosby. Jaden Dirk Keys. Kylie Marie Lisi. Mariana Isabel Vega Rivera. Maria Nicola Tanchevska. Matthew Ian DeSerbo. Trent Alexander Kuhn. Zachariah Ahmed Bashir. Maddie Duno. Abigail Marie Elliott. Cody Lee Wilson. Connor Patrick Wells. Hunter Elliott Shell. Jalen Marcellus Thomas. Lawrence Alexander Thomas. Elijah Benjamin Waller. Genevieve Ann Miller. Ruben Rafa Levinsky. Avery Lynn Nicole Wiles. Asha Avon Cheever. Jade Katiksa Prado Rojas. Joshua Eli Spicer. Caleb Jackson Springer. Madeline Marie Van Fossen. Makai Jalen Evans. Trey Christopher Morio. Cole Robert Turjanica. Louis Atemkin Afua. Mahad Abdirazak Hassan. Ethan James Wurtzer. Kevin Isaiah Amison. Madeline Page Sagal. Margaret Catherine Roth. Joseph Robert Jones, Jr. Billen A.D. Gura. Tara Davy Karki. Brendan Christopher Olinsky. Glenn Malvin Corentang. Morgan Ireland Adams. Robert Christopher Comey Eden Abbey. Cameron Ellen Eck. Celine Nicole Garza. Emily Elizabeth Hale. Emma Rose Canuti. Haley Marie Merritt. Isabella Grace Comer. Rachel Lee Olson. Jacob Daniel Post. Alyssa Renee Jones. Jerron Armstead Barber. Simran Sharice Chitrala. Augusto Venegas Sandoval. Coral Lee Lichelle Sharp. Hema Basnet. Januka Basnet. Manisha Karki. Samira Badir Muhammad. Mikiela Mesret Gebre. Alexandra Catherine Hinnett. Ava Carol Shu Wilcox. Isabella Rose Weaver. Mara Elizabeth Siddle. Dayton Lamar Rude. Darian Tyler Strain. Zachary David Graham. Atakelt Teshoma Getahan. Taylor Lynn Priest. Jordanos Meseret Gebre. Kaylee Madison Clark. Destiny Monet Scott. Thomas Nathaniel Humphreys. Christian Trey Moore. Daniel Boone Baker. Kiara Marjane Hamilton. Tyler Jacob Rowe. Catwall. Marquise Josiah Brown. Gabriel Matthew Severe. Khalid Abdul Qadir Abdi. Kevin Eugene Williams. Owen Gary Miller Jordan. Kevon Howard Smith. Raylan Michael Smith. Salahuddin Abdirahman Yusuf. Samira Mohammed Omar. Trevor Lawrence Berto. Matthew Alexander Wysong. Akriti Rai. Priya Samal.
Navin Dakal, would you please come at this time and accept your high school diploma? Samantha Rose Everhart, would you please come at this time and accept your high school diploma? Todd Everett Geis, would you please come at this time and accept your high school diploma? Raj M. Gura, would you please come at this time and accept your high school diploma? Christiana Cordova Hannah, would you please come at this time and accept your high school diploma? Christopher Donald Ryan, would you please come at this time and accept your high school diploma? Brendan Edward Wheel, would you please come at this time and accept your high school diploma?
Congrats, class of 2020. If you would join me on 3 for the turning of the tassels to officiate our graduation. 1, 2, 3.
To the class of 2020, we wish you well on your future endeavors. Booker T. Washington said, "I have learned that success is to be measured not so much by the position that one has reached in life as by the obstacles which he has had to overcome while trying to succeed." You have proven that you are prepared to surmount any detour that comes your way. Although you are now graduates, we look forward to hearing the rest of your story. Keep us updated on the next phase of your journey. Remember that we are proud of you, and you will forever be a part of the Licking Heights family, because as we have said so many times before, once a Hornet, always a Hornet. Congratulations. On behalf of the high school administration, staff, and the Licking Heights Board of Education, Superintendent Dr. Philip Wagner, and the district administration, we would like to thank you all for joining us virtually for today's celebration. Congratulations, graduates.